Hello guys, hope you're doing well. Today, with Christmas around the corner, I thought it would be an interesting time to do a video on Christmas and a Christmas experience that I had quite a few years ago now, probably about 20 years ago, so when I was just a wee boy. My family and my dad's side of the family had all gone to Austria on a skiing trip. I think that was the first time that I spent Christmas outside of the UK. I have one distinct memory, a bad memory, and I think that's why I remember it so well. So whilst my parents wanted to go and ski, and obviously I was quite small so I couldn't go with them, they put me in a skiing school. They stuck me in a school. They put me in a school so that I could begin to learn there. So I think it was the first skiing trip that I'd been on. And because it was in Austria, they spoke German. Most of the kids were German speakers too. And I found that alienating, to be honest. I remember feeling very isolated in those classes, despite the fact that I think the teachers at least could speak a little bit of English. But I think maybe because of their accent, maybe because they spent most of the class speaking German, I basically just hated it. I cried a lot. I think I only spent a day with that class until my parents realised, yeah, this isn't for him. It just so happened that halfway through the day, we stopped off at this cafe, and I think I was sat, not really talking to anyone, crying, and just generally not having a good time. Just purely by coincidence, my family and a lot of the rest of the extended family happened to stop in that cafe as well, and they saw that, and then they spoke with the organisers and the teachers, and they said, this isn't good for him, so we're going to take him out. He's not enjoying himself, obviously. He sat on his own crying. So yeah, it's kind of funny that the human brain is kind of automatically wired to remember bad memories better than good memories, but that's just the way it is. I remember that. I remember in particular, in order to cheer me up, they let me play a Tarzan game or something, like a little video game, and I think that kind of helped me a little bit. But no, when we were actually on the slopes, we say that, on the slopes. So when we were on the slopes, yeah, I wasn't having a good time. And when we stopped in the cafe and just, yeah, the majority of the day, it wasn't good fun. But in general, this time of year is very special for me and my family. I'm not religious, I don't follow a religion. But I think nowadays in the UK, it's an excuse to get together with your family, enjoy each other's company, play some games, get a little bit drunk maybe, share your time with other people, eat some nice food, remind each other that you love them. So yeah, it's a beautiful time really. In the UK, it also snows fairly often. That's one of the good things that I love about the UK. We have a varied climate. So when it's winter, it's cold and it snows and it rains, etc. And when it's summer, things change up and we get sun and it's warmer. One of the most beautiful times of year is when it's snowing in winter, and you can go to visit like a forest, for example, and it just looks magical. The way that the snow sits on the trees and the plants and the ground, and you can hear the ground crunch when you're walking along. This year is going to be one of the only years of my life so far that I'll spend Christmas outside of the UK too. I've decided to spend it in Guatemala, where I am right now, and as far as I'm aware, the tradition here is to celebrate on the 24th in the evening. So that's when families get together and they share a meal, share time with each other, and get drunk. The 25th is a day for relaxing and kind of recovering from that night. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm actually going to do just yet, but of course it's a new place, so it'll be interesting to see with my own eyes, discover for myself how people celebrate here. And there's a few reasons for me deciding to stay here. It's very comfortable, that's probably the first one. Life is very easygoing here, and I have everything that I need. Antigua itself is gorgeous. Guatemala in general is just a very beautiful country. In fact, I want to show you the mountain that you can see in the distance. I don't know if you can see, or volcano actually I should say. So if you can see that in the top left corner, the screen. And that is the volcano of water, or the water volcano, Volcán de Agua. I assume there's water in some part of the volcano, maybe above, maybe part way up. In Antigua, you can basically use that volcano to always know where you are, because it's towards the south of the city. Knowing that, you can kind of gauge more or less where you are in the city. You can kind of use it to find your bearings. You can use it to orientate yourself, so that you more or less know roughly which direction you should be going in if you know where things are in terms of northeast, southwest. Besides that, like, my girlfriend lives here. I've made some really good friends here as well recently, so they're all kind of making the decision a little bit easier. What else? The logistics of things. I'll be honest, I don't really like flying that much. I prefer the end part where you're in the place. But then, like I said, the logistics of traveling, so the prices, the timing, the travel that you need to do beforehand in order to get to the airport, and then the travelling that you need to do after when you arrive to the following airport. I find it quite stressful sometimes. I also know that I'm going to be seeing my parents in January, so they're going to come to Cancun to visit me. And knowing that means that it lessens the blow, I guess. It lessens the blow in the sense that I know I'm not going to be at home for Christmas, and that's sad, but I know I'm going to see them a few weeks later. Something that has interested me for a while, the different stories that people tell around the world regarding Christmas. In the UK, we tell the story of Father Christmas. We do say Santa Claus, but Father Christmas I think is slightly more common. So we believe in the story of him and his elves making and delivering presents with his sleigh and the reindeer as well. And he does it whilst the children are asleep. He has a naughty and a nice list. And the people that are naughty get coal, and the people that are nice, they get what they asked for. But that's not the case all around the world. I know that in Iceland, for example, they have the Yule Boys. In Norway and I think other Scandinavian countries and Germany, they believe in a slightly more demonic Santa Claus that eats children and just generally isn't a particularly nice, not even a human character, called Klaus, I think. I know that in Japan, their tradition is to eat KFC on Christmas Day. That somehow, through a very successful marketing campaign, KFC have managed to convince the Japanese population that that's what they need to eat on Christmas Day. Where I am in Guatemala, they don't really celebrate on Christmas Day. They celebrate on Christmas Eve, which is the day before, or the night before. They will do a similar thing to carol singing, but they'll do it as a street. So they'll go around people's houses singing, but just on their street. I think they ask for permission to sing, because after they're done singing, the owner of that house has to invite them in and give them food. So they do that on the 24th of December. On the 25th, that's a day I think that's just reserved for family. So they'll spend it inside, cozy in their house, watching films and recovering from the night before. They also celebrate the day of the Three Wise Men, either the 5th, the 6th or the 7th of January. I think it's the 6th, but I could be wrong on that. I will double check and I'll post it just here. And that's when they open their presents. Other than that, I don't really know what else they do. And I do know that they do, I think they have a similar thing in Mexico, and I know that they do a similar thing in Spain. So I think it's more of a Hispanic tradition. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you do have any special traditions that you do in your country, or just special traditions that you follow in your home that you do for Christmas, let me know in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing what you write. And that's it. So I will see you very soon. Bye bye for now.